What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to take a little closer look at my Tacoma you see here behind me. Now I'm going to go ahead and apologize for the dew that's all over it, and it's filthy. We just got back camping trip and I haven't washed it, and then it got rained on, so it's like everything's just covered in like wet gravel dust. But most of our trucks stay dirty, so I'm just going to go and do it anyway. Super limited on time when I can do this stuff, so it's kind of early, and that's why I just do all over it. If you notice, I'm wearing different clothes. This is a different day. I did the first half of the video on another day. I actually drove it to my parents' house. They have a beautiful place. You can see the mountain view. I just thought it would be a little better fitting, so I'm going to start from front to back, talk about everything that's been done to the truck, and then at the end of the video we'll talk about a few things I plan on doing to the truck. This is a 1996 Toyota Tacoma. First thing you're going to notice is this grill is not from a 1996 Toyota Tacoma. So this grill is from about 6 different generations of Toyotas that I have cobbled up and combined to make it work. So for anyone asking, it's not even close to a direct fit. The main portion of the grill is from a 1983 four-wheel drive Toyota pickup. But I'm going to do a video on how I made that work and how you can get it in yours later. I said 1,000 subscribers and I'll make that video. So if you want to see that, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Bumper is a bumper built by me. So this was the first bumper I ever built. It actually turned out good. The welds and some of the fitment look like crap. So I've actually tried to go back and grind down the welds and re-weld it and add a few things. So I added this top hoop on the light for the and then a light bar, a little emblem, these plates up top, Marlin crawler, Fairlead, Factor 55. All right, so here's a look at my engine bay that is slammed full. I have a aux beam, relay, fuse box, whatever you want to call it. If you haven't seen those, you'll see the switch in the cab. Let me pop the cover off so you see. So this is a really nice way to add any kind of wire into your truck. It really simplifies things. And I won't go into super crazy detail on how that works. You can probably look up a video on that. But it takes down on all the wires going through the firewall. It's just a really nice kit, and the reason I have it is I ran out of space on the old school way, and I have all these wires going through the firewall. So with this kit, you have one little cable with just a handful of wires going through the firewall, and it's just really nice. Then here is what I started with. So this is a Blue Sea Systems fuse box, and I have all these wired to a set of rocker switches in the cab. For the amp, relay for some set of lights I have on here. This is keyed power. The key is on. This is accessory power. This stuff is fed off straight from the battery, so it's hot all the time. So anything it needs to be on only when the key is on is what this is for. So here we got the relay for the rear e-locker. Power steering, I got the trail gear power steering pump, or they actually have the whole kit. So you'll see the cooler in behind the grill there. So that's for the power steering fluid. The power steering pump and a bigger power steering reservoir, and that all part of their kit they sell. I'm also running hydro assist. So a lot of people crack on the trail gear pump. I think they put out a lot of bad pumps in the beginning because of quality control. I've had good luck with this one. I've been running it for 6 years, 7 years. The homemade washer fluid container. If you're wondering what the hole is in the air filter, so it's called a deck plate mod. You basically just drill a hole in your air filter, and this has a focus in. It comes with a cap for boats and boat docks or whatever, and you can seal it back off and it's sealed, or leave it open, and the idea is that you get more airflow to the box. Believe it or not, I swear that it works. If you like one of those people that like to drive through 5 feet of water, it's probably a horrible idea. So here you'll see my ARB compressor. This is I'm not sure what it's called, but it's the middle compressor. Not the biggest one they sell. And then I have a manifold here, so I got a gauge for pressure, the pressure switch. I got a little quick disconnect in there. This bigger airline runs to the back, and I have a tank under the bed. The small airline here goes in the cab, and I have another pressure gauge in the cab. This is super dirty. Most of this is like gravel dust that's been got wet, so it looks really bad. So, but these are Fox 12-inch shocks, Fox air bumps, 2-inch travel. So right now they are rear up fronts. If you're familiar with the old Toyotas, that's super common. So they're from a second gen Toyota pickup. You take 2 packs, make them into one, and that's what these are. So the front hangers have actually been Frenched up into the frame to try to get it as low as possible. All right, so I forgot to say what kind of axle was under here when I did the first video. So now I'm in my yard, and I'm gonna tell you what the axle is. This is a trail gear fabricated housing, also known as a rock salt housing, and it accepts 8-inch running gear. So what you'd find on an older early 80s pickup. You can take everything but the axle shafts and the steering, knuckles, all that stuff goes straight on here. These are actually 6-shooter knuckles from Trail Gear, but you can put regular 4-stud Toyota knuckles on there. The sliders, I actually didn't build these sliders. Well, I mean, I kind of did. These are Trail Gear universal sliders. You know, when I first did the truck, sometimes I thought it was better just to buy stuff rather than make it. As I've gotten better and people are seeing my work, I really hated that these were so plain. So I went back and I've added this little kick out here. I wasn't planning on doing it this way, but the exhaust was just in a weird spot and I had to go around it. And so I did it this way, and I actually really like the way it turned out. Just kind of give it a little something that, you know, no one's seen before. Protect that side of the bed there because there was just nothing protecting it, and just look different. Side exit exhaust, obviously. I actually do have these on my website. Super dirty 37 1250 17 Neo Trail Grapplers. The wheels are Stealth Custom Series wheels. Rear springs are Trail Gear. They're like 58 inches or 67 or something. They're a little shorter than the Chevy 63. So you still have to move your hangers and all that stuff. Air tank here, if you can see that. There's also a reverse light there. I need to get that gauge off before I tear it up. You can actually see I've hit the tank right there. Backup camera, I don't know how it's still hanging on. Shocks are 12-inch Bilstein shocks. There's a rock light. Diff breather is the Trail Gear style. Trail Gear style accordion diff breather. I've had good luck with them. I actually run them on all my trucks. Just one less thing to try to route up somewhere. So this bumper is the second bumper I've ever built. The swing out is new. I just put it on there a few weeks ago. But the rest of the bumper I built when I first did all this. Obviously that is a trasharoo, place you can hang your trasharoo. I didn't want to put a spare on this thing because I put a 37 up here and it just covered the whole back of the cab. So got a jerry can holder. If you're wondering what this is a chainsaw mount. So you slide the bar down in there, and it's a piece of aluminum that tightens up against the bar. So here's the swing arm opened up. I did forget to show the axe mount here. So we bust, a lot of times we'll cut wood and bust it on site. There's just a little piece of aluminum there to keep from scratching it and rusting. So this is a table. We're going to open that. I put all my stickers here. So it's a nice place to, you can grill, you know, I put my grill there usually, or food or whatever. It's just more table space. Super convenient. And that's the main reason I built this bumper, is to haul that trash bag and my table and get the water out of the cab. So the rear of the truck, we're not going to talk a whole lot about it today. I'm actually going to do a separate video on the build out of the bed of the truck. I think it'll make a long video if I just sit here and tell you everything that's been done. So I'm gonna make a whole other video about that. But kind of gonna see here, got propane tank mount. My bed, I obviously put a mattress on here. There's some tools, some other stuff. This is a little drawer system that has some cooking stuff in it, and I keep my stove on top of it. We got a switch here that is there's a light on my hatch, and then there's some lights up under the bed. They're a little amber, and then some 12-volt outlets. So I started blacking out this interior back probably when I was in high school. I didn't quite finish it, but it's close. I ended up going back doing gator skin on the console. Some cheap floor mats off Amazon. Battery e-locker switch for the rear. NRG steering wheel. Best thing I ever did to the truck. If you're a taller guy like me, and I'm not tall, I'm 6 foot, but with a regular cab, you can't really go too far back with the seats, and this gets it all out of your knees. So when you're switching from brake to clutch, gas, whatever, my knees were constantly hitting the steering wheel, and this eliminates all that. So I have some pillar gauges. This is air pressure for the compressor, and this is just a clock. So this is my phone mount. I mounted it right in the factory spot where a clock would be. CB, no one uses those anymore, but I kept it anyway. Got rocker switch panels, scan gauge 2. This thing is great. It shows all kinds of stuff. This is the aux beam switch panel. I only have 2 lights on it right now. So these come in the more nicer model 4Runners. It's so you got the altitude gauge, and then obviously these are which way your vehicle's leaning. And you can, it's all mechanical. You don't have to wire anything other than the backlight. I was too lazy to pull a dash and paint it, so I just bought one of those carpet mats and ended up sticking all these little patch things on here. You know, there's just all kinds of little stuff in there, like it's phone charger. This one's full of business cards. My Milwaukee headlamps in there. That door panel's full of rags. You never know when you're gonna need rags. See an iPad mount. That's coming out of here. This truck's just too small for it, and my iPad doesn't do the GPS thing. And when you're off-road, it just does that all the time, so it kind of sucks. Wonder what this is. This was a hand throttle. When I did it, I wrapped it through the same guide that your foot throttle goes through, and they kept getting hung up, so I'd be stopped and it would be just revving the engine. So I ended up just taking it loose. That's why it's like that. I'm gonna make a separate guide for it so it doesn't do that. So the regular cabs only come with the door speakers, while the extended cabs have 6x9s in the back, and I really want 6x9s in the back. So I built this little box, super limited. It's probably not ideal with them both being in the center, but it sounds really good, way better than without them. So speaking of sound system, I put tweeters in here, and these tweeter covers are actually from Toyota 4Runner. So I don't know if you can still get these. I bought these off eBay for like $10 back when Toyota stuff was cheap. I'm not going to try to move this seat, but there's a 10-inch sub back there. Fire extinguisher is a toolkit. This is actually fishing gear. So the entire cab has been sound deadened with the sound deaden mat like you get off Amazon. All right, guys, thanks for watching today's video. If I probably missed something, if I did, and you want to know something, drop it in the comments, and I'll try to make sure I answer that for you. So you'll be seeing a lot more of this truck on the channel. I have a little bit more time to film my own vehicles rather than customers, because I'm trying to get them out the door and get paid. A few plans for this truck that I have short term. So I have dual transfer cases. All the things, I bought everything 5 years ago. It's been sitting on a shelf. Those are going in the summer. I do plan on linking it and doing Chevy springs in the back that I plan on doing more long term. Once I get the other stuff knocked out, I am going to try to turbo this truck. So if you like this truck, you want to see more of it on the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. I'm going to get off here, and I'll see you guys next week for the next video.